Chloe James here for Fearless Faith News. I'm standing here at the edge of a giant crater that used to be a lovely pasture. Earlier today, a scary giant fell from the sky and made this crater, destroying hundreds of acres of grazing land, but setting the people of this land free from his reign of terror. And here comes the young man who defeated the giant. Excuse me, sir.
Who? Me?
Aren't you the boy who killed the giant?
I wouldn't put it that way. I cut down the beanstalk and, well, gravity did the rest.
And what's your name?
Jack.
Jack, how did all this happen?
Well, it all started when I traded our cow for a bag of magic beans. That cow was the last thing my family had in the world, and when I got home with those beans, my mama smacked me on the head and threw them out the window.
I don't blame her.
Neither do I, but the next thing you know, those beans grew into a giant beanstalk, so I did what any lunkhead hillbilly would do. I climbed it.
All the way?
All the way to the clouds where I found a giant castle inhabited by this here giant.
I understand this giant had terrorized your village for some time.
Oh yeah, he used to stomp on our horses and squash our homes. Why, he even stole this beautiful goose that lays golden eggs for my grandma.
That's your goose?
Yep.
And it lays golden eggs?
Ta-da!
So how did you end up toppling the giant?
Well, when I grabbed this here goose, she started squawking and woke up the sleeping giant. And when he sat up, he chased me back to the beanstalk. I climbed down as fast as I could with only one thought on my mind. WWDD.
WWDD?
What would David do? You know that boy in the Bible who killed a giant?
Oh, yes, I remember.
I remember David had only two things, faith in God and a sling. I had the faith, but I didn't have a sling, but as soon as I got down to the bottom, I spotted my grandpa's axe, so I said the little prayer and started chopping.
You know, Jack, a lot of people would say that story about David and the giant is a fairy tale. But I think we've seen here today that a boy who trusts God, no matter what, can defeat a giant.
Miss Reporter Lady, a boy or a girl who trusts in God can do anything. I always believed it before, and I believe it even more now.
That's the facts, Jack. This is Chloe James for Fearless Faith News. Good night.